Hey everybody, it's Christine. I'm going to do my weekly wrap up. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but Easter happened. I didn't even get a chance to do my Friday reads, which is understandable. It was Good Friday. Um, but I didn't get a whole lot of reading done this weekend, as Sunday we spent the most of the day at my mother-in-law's house, and then yesterday my mom and my sister-in-law and her son came over because they didn't get to go to my mother-in-law's house for Easter. So we had Easter here yesterday, and we spent most of the day with them. So I didn't get much reading done the last 2 days, but that's okay. That's life. The first book, well, I'm going to go over just a recap of, I'm doing a couple of reading challenges this year. One on Goodreads, and I think I'm at like 51 or 52 books out of 150 so far this year. Considering I read, I think 110 since June of last year till December, I'm well on my way to passing that. I'm also doing the blind author challenge, so every time I add a new author that I've read, I put it on the list, and I think I'm up to 9 now for this year. I'm doing the A to Z challenge, and both of those, the blind author and the A to Z, is on Bookworm's Buddy, Goodreads, Janie's Goodreads group, and I'll put the link below. And that one, I think I've only gotten 8, maybe, on that, to the A to Z. You read a book with, like, the title, whatever it starts with, you add it to the list, and you try and read a book from every letter. So 26 books. I'm also doing the Pop Sugar challenge, and there's 40 books total, and I think I've done 10, but I'll have the next couple done. If not this week, then the week of April 10th to the 17th or 18th, because I'm doing Genreathon, and I will post my TBR for that in my next video, which I'll probably be filming tomorrow. So stay tuned to that one. So now, after all that, I'm going to do my wrap-up. I started off the week reading A is for Alibi by Sue Grafton. Sorry. This is book 1 in her Kizzie mystery series. I really enjoyed this. Her writing style is gritty, it's raw, and the female Kizzie, she's been married twice, divorced twice. She's very kind of in your face. She doesn't take any shit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to continue on with this series. It is really, really good. This one, she's a private investigator. She has worked in the law enforcement for, I think, a year or two, and got out of it because the internal politics of the police station, whatever, she just couldn't handle it. So she lives in a bachelorette apartment, and she likes it that way. The more closed in she is, the better she feels. It's kind of the opposite of claustrophobia. So this woman comes into her office, and she had just gotten out of jail for the murder of her husband. And she swears that she's innocent and wants Kizzie to find the murderer, like reopen the case and find the murderer. And the police department doesn't want her to do that because case closed. And other people are kind of not wanting her to do that as well because it's case closed. So that's what this one's about. I think I gave it a 4. The next one I read was Fitz, and it's by Mick Cochran. My daughter got this, and I just happened to pick it up because I figured it would be a nice quick read. And it was. This one is about a boy who he's raised by his mother, and he's 15, and he doesn't know who his father is. He has not had his father in his life at all, and the problem I had with this was the fact that he gets a gun, and he goes to his father, and confronts him about everything, not being in his life, why he walked out. And the problems I had with this book, there's a couple. I think I gave it a 3, but I might have dropped it down to a 2 after thinking about it. It wasn't the writing style. Although, yeah, it definitely wasn't the writing style. The fact that the mother did not tell her son anything about his father, why he left, why he wasn't in the picture, and nothing. Nothing was told to this kid, and he's left thinking that his father walked out on him. And I think that's wrong. Another thing was this kid got a gun to try and talk to his father. And in a way, the book made it seem like that was an okay thing to do. And I think that is giving the wrong message to kids, that if you're having a problem, just grab a gun. It'll work. And for that, I had to take marks off for this book. It's just, he spends the day with his father talking and finds out stuff about him, but it's still not okay for a kid to grab a gun to try and solve anything. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one. Then I picked up Meddling with a Millionaire, Cat Shield, because I really needed something light and fluffy after that book. Needless to say, this is part of a trilogy. And I did not realize that, because nowhere in the book does it say it's part of a trilogy. Nowhere on Goodreads does it say it's part of a trilogy. But it says it's part of a trilogy in the little Dear Reader at the front. And it's actually not even meant to be, because this one doesn't say it's a trilogy. It's book 3 that says it's a trilogy. And I was going to pick up book 3 and read that book 3 is book 3. So I ended up reading book 2 first, and it was called A Win-Win Proposition by Cat Shield. But it's just about 3 brothers, Nathan, Max, and Sebastian. Each brother has their own book, so it's not really a trilogy per se, but some things kind of are in there. So anyways, this one is about Emma and Nathan. Yeah, Nathan. And she's a jewelry designer, and she had known him before. They've all known people before. So it's not like insta-love, but it is. And in order for Nathan to work or do this business merger, or do business with her father, he has to marry her. Yeah, nice premise. And the fact that Nathan was okay with that, because he had involvement with her before, no. I think I gave it a 3. Another part that I don't like is poor little rich girl has to, fend for herself because her daddy put her on a spending limit of $100,000 for the year, because that's what she spent on shoes the year before. Yeah, I grew up poor, so $100,000 on shoes, just no. And I'm reading the 3rd book because I'm a sucker. I have to finish a trilogy, and it's Unfinished Business by Cat Shield. And this one is Rachel is an employment agency for temporary assistants, and Max is, a COO of the company. And they had a relationship before, like 5 years ago, and she was married, but in an unhappy, abusive relationship. And so now her ex-husband is blackmailing her and her sister, and he needs people for his assistant has gotten pregnant and had the baby, and he needs an assistant, and it's her company, and he didn't realize it was her because she went back under her maiden name. Yada yada yada. Sorry. It's just sometimes these get to be really cheesy. That's why I only pick them up once in a while, but my mom gave me several, so I picked them up. I never really, how do I say this? I read them, but I prefer the intrigues or the darks, or not darks, nocturne, because they have other elements to them. Like, the intrigue is mystery. Nocturne, I think, is paranormal. These ones are just plain contemporary, and I'm not a big fan of contemporary romance. Just because I think they are just too unrealistic. So yeah, these are definitely my fluff reads when I need to read them. So hopefully this week I will get to these next books. 4, hopefully. And it's Every Day by David Levithan, and this is A wakes up in a different body every day, and he falls in love with a girl, and then he spends so many days trying to get back into the same body to get back to her. But A is not a boy and it's not a girl. It's just, I don't want to say spirit because it's not a ghost. It's a soul, a presence, something like that. And it's told, I think, in like day format, like day 6004, stuff like that. And I'm trying to read outside my comfort zone, and I know I had posted this before, but I never got a chance to read it. I don't pick up a whole lot of westerns, and when I was growing up, guys in high school only read 3 authors, and that was Dean Koontz, Stephen King, and Louis L'Amour. I don't tend to read westerns, but I've been kind of curious because I know a lot of people love him. From what I hear, his writing is so fluid, and the stories are really good. So this is a standalone because some of them are like series, and it's Beyond the Great Snow Mountains. I don't know much about it. Like I said, I'm just trying to broaden my horizons, I guess. Really quick, from the wide open range of the American West to the frozen seas of the Siberian coast, from the deceptive glitter of Hollywood to the blood-stained canvas of the boxing ring, these are stories of war, mystery, romance, crime, and punishment as only Louis L'Amour can tell them. They're short stories. Oh, I didn't even, surprise, I didn't even realize these were short stories. So I'll get a little bit of a taste. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stories. So I can read 1 a day or 2 a day. Well, that's different. I could have sworn it was a standalone book, but oh well. That makes that one easier. And then I've heard Sarah Ella talk about this and other people, and it's The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. It says it's a retelling of Grimm's fairy tales Goose Girl, Girl Who Turned into Goose Girl. And I just heard it was a really good book, and I've heard that from a couple of people, so I decided to pick it up, and maybe I'll get through it this week. Different cover. It reminds me of something from the 80s or 90s. Yeah, I'm old. Anyways, and then I'm gonna get back to my Sookie Stackhouse by Charlene Harris, Dead in the Family. This is book 9, book 10. I forget, but I can't say much about it because it is book 9 or book 10. Yeah, that just says what the rest of the series is about. So, after I rambled a bit, let me know in the comments below what you guys are reading this week. And I hope everybody had an awesome Easter. I thought I was going to say that in the beginning, but anyways. And I will see you tomorrow for my Genreathon TBR. My currently checked out from the library because we're going to the library tonight. And a book haul because I got a few books in March, but nothing major. Well, that's 15 minutes. Anyways, have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.